Good. I welcome you to my YouTube channel. If you don't like that, how are you today? Got an NBA game with the Kings coming up tomorrow and Sunday. A lot of important NFL games this weekend. Give me your questions, and then we'll just go that way. It's open forum. You can go in any direction that you want. But, you look at the games this weekend in the NFL, and there's some big games. Houston and Indianapolis, playoff implications, right? You've got Jacksonville, Tennessee. Jacksonville trying to win the division. I mean, you look at the NFC South. Who's going to win that? You look at the Buffalo-Miami game, the last game of the regular season. The winner will be the AFC East division champs. Miami's in. Buffalo would need some help if they lose. I mean, there's some really good games, important games on the card this weekend. So, you got Pittsburgh and Baltimore. I mean, Pittsburgh's got to win. They got a good opportunity with Baltimore resting, of course, Lamar Jackson and some other key players. So it's going to be fun. I like this. This is going to be good. I think the Buffalo Bills will beat Miami. I told you, I am not sold at all on the Dolphins. The Dolphins are already in. They've clinched a playoff spot. But there's a big difference for them, wild card and the division. And again, if the Bills win, then they're in. If they lose, then they're in trouble, all right? Because a loss by the Steelers or Jacksonville or a tie in the Texas Colts games. Pittsburgh's probably going to beat Baltimore. Jacksonville's probably going to beat Tennessee. They're going to have to win. They're going to have to win again. Baltimore planning on not playing Lamar Jackson. And, Tennessee's 5-11. I could see Tennessee beating Jacksonville. But for Buffalo, they got to win, right? They got to win. If they don't win, they probably aren't going to the playoffs. Then you got Houston and Indianapolis, and it's a big game, big game. So if Houston wins, all right, they're in. They got to win against the Colts. So here we go. These are good games. All right. Now, we'll see what happens in that Jacksonville, Tennessee game, but I really believe Jacksonville's going to win that game. NFC East, Dallas wins at Washington. They win the division. Philadelphia is at the Giants. With how bad Philadelphia is playing right now, I don't even know if they'll beat the Giants, who are terrible. All right. All right, so a lot of people are, and Cody's one of them. Did I hear what Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show? I did. Aaron gets carried away. All right? He gets carried away. That should never have been said. You don't joke about stuff like that. And we know what happened with the retort by Jimmy Kimmel. All right? Aaron's wrong there. And McAfee's already come out and apologized. And I'm telling you, this is going to be interesting to see how Rodgers handles it on the Tuesday show. NBA Guru checking in. Do you think the Kings getting more than 3.5 playoff wins right now? NBA Guru, they got to make the playoffs first. Then we can worry about how many wins they're going to have, all right? Okay? You better get into the playoffs first. You lose to Aaron Fox for 2 weeks, you're not going to the playoffs probably. Napes, what's your take on rest versus rust? My take is the players need to rest at this point in the season. It depends. If you're a wild card team like the Rams, rest. Okay? If you're a divisional number 1 seed, shouldn't say divisional, conference number 1 seed like San Francisco and Baltimore, I think resting this week is too much rest. I think it's not. I think it's too much. So if you're the Rams, yeah, you rest because you don't have a week off. I personally think if you're San Francisco or Baltimore, resting this week can hurt you. All right. All right. Any updates on my lawsuit or future jobs? My lawsuit is proceeding. The next big step will be in the spring. I'll keep you updated. My future job is right here. You're looking at it. I like doing this. Enjoy doing this. I can make my own schedule. I've got my audience. I have my sponsors, which I'm grateful for. So that's my future job right now is my present job. Could things change? Could it change? It could change, you know? Anthony says he's a little surprised that the Kings were able to pull that off last night, considering they gave up 25 threes. I am too, you know, especially with De'Aaron Fox not playing well. You know, he did not play well. Grant, do I still talk with Doug? I do not. Riley says, thanks, Napes. No problem. All right. That's a good question, Cody. Should the Atlanta Falcons keep Arthur Smith as head coach next season? What do you think, Cody? I'm 50-50 on that. You know, I'm 50-50. I really am. I'm 50-50. Do I think the Falcons should have been better than they were this year? Maybe. Cody says absolutely no. I'm okay with that, you know. Do you think the Kings could have kept Tyrese and tried harder to make it work with Fox? Well, of course they could have kept him, but they wouldn't have Sabonis and they wouldn't be as good. So I still don't have a problem with the trade. Again, for the folks that didn't see it, do you think the Kings could have kept Tyrese and tried harder to make it work with Fox? Tyrese with Fox is not better than Fox and Sabonis. You know? I think you've been correct about the Dolphins, but you should take into account the offense-defensive injuries. I disagree. Every team in the league's got injuries, and the Dolphins have injuries too. So I disagree. The Dolphins have not won a big game this year, with the exception of the Cowboys, but I don't think the Cowboys are that good. The Cowboys haven't won, you know, who have the Cowboys beat this year? They got gifted the game against the Lions by the refs, and they beat Philadelphia at home when Philadelphia was not playing well. Dallas hasn't won against a good team this year. Who's Miami beat this year? Injuries? Their quarterbacks played every week, right? The game that they didn't have Hill, they won, right? You know, losing Chubb the other day is a bad loss. You know, they've lost another key linebacker. But, I mean, before that, they had not won against a good team. So, you know, we'll see. Grant, you should do a giveaway where if people invite their friends to subscribe to your channel, they get entered to win a giveaway. Just an idea. You know what? I really appreciate that. And I hope this doesn't sound wrong. Okay. I'm not going to beg people to subscribe to my channel with a gift. All right. If you want to subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Once you subscribe to my channel, we may have some giveaways, but I'm not going to say, hey, you know what? If you get your friends to subscribe, you can win a gift. I'm not like that, okay? I've been in this business a long time. My numbers continue to go up, and I haven't given away anything for all intents and purposes. I've given away a couple of things. So, you know, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you trying to help me, but my numbers are going up every week, and that's what's important, all right? Grant, a lot of people hyping up the Buffalo Bills. I don't trust their defense at all. I don't trust their defense, and I don't really trust their offense. But when they do put it together, Cody, when they all play well, they're really good. All right, what are the main parts, Grant, of your personal health routine? Yoga, organic, fresh cooking? Do you do the same things daily? Eat the same things daily? All right. I swim 5 days a week, laps. I go for long walks 4 to 5 days a week. My diet is pretty consistent. I eat a lot of fruit. I eat a lot of watermelon, a lot of pineapple, a lot of papaya. I do a lot of homemade fruit smoothies. I don't ingest a lot of sugar. I mean, the fruits have sugar, but that's not the same as, sugar from like a Coke. Again, I don't drink a lot of alcohol, but again, no sugar. I do a lot of nuts, Brazilian nuts, walnuts, hazelnuts, macadamia nuts daily. Let's see what else is a part of my consistent routine. A lot of meat, fish. I guess there you have it pretty much. My vegetables, yes. But there you are. You are the one subscription I would pay for. How much would you pay? Make me an offer. We'll have a private, you can do a members only. We'll do a private, just you and me. All right. There you go. Oh my gosh. Grant, the only thing stopping the Niners are their Niners. From top to bottom, they're the best. Can't turn the ball over 5 times and expect to beat the Ravens. Well, that's true. They're the best team in the NFC. All right. All right. Thank you so much for that response. Amazing. It makes me happy that you look and seem so incredibly healthy, and it comes from your lifestyle. I hope I'm healthy. You never really know, right? No oatmeal? No, I don't have any oatmeal. All right. No oatmeal. I tell you, I really do. I understand you're talking about YouTube subscriptions. I get that. I understand. I love swimming. I really do. And I live in a climate where you can swim outdoors without a heated pool. So I do love that. All right. Riley wants to know. I'm rooting for Washington. They got a pro-style quarterback and 3 pro receivers. If they can protect their quarterback, I'm picking them to win. I know a lot of people aren't picking them. A lot of people are picking Michigan. But I'm there we have it, All right. Yes, people do have special live streams, and I'm very well aware of that. I'm not to that point yet, but perhaps, in the future. Grant, do you think the Chicago Bears move on from Justin Fields? Yes, I do. What about you? All right. Hey, Grant, thank you for having Jerry on the show often. That man is a treasure, and it's so nice to hear the two of you again. It's just as much of a pleasure for me as well. All right. I appreciate that. If you could trade 1 to 2 players that are worth something on the Kings, who would you trade? All right. Well, I'm going to answer the question this way. I would not trade Fox, Sabonis, or Murray unless you're getting like a Giannis Antetokounmpo back. You understand what I mean? Okay. So I would trade everyone else, including Malik Monk. And the reason why I'm saying that is I think the Kings are going to have a very challenging time keeping Monk for what he's going to be worth, because you're going to have to pay Keegan Murray next year. You're already paying Fox and Sabonis a lot of money. And this is Sacramento. We're not talking LA, New York. Okay. They're going to have some real financial issues with signing everybody. So those are the concerns that I would have. Okay. Again, I'm not saying I wouldn't pick up the phone and listen to offers for Fox, Sabonis, or Murray, but I'm just saying right now I wouldn't move them. What would you rate Monte McNair's tenure on a scale of 1 to 10? That's a Excellent question. I'm probably going to give him an 8.8 B plus. There we have it. Wouldn't trading Monk affect Fox's morale? Depends who you get back in return. Depends who you get back in return. All right. You can go over the salary cap in the NBA, but I don't think the Kings will. All right. I don't think they will. I don't. So, these are very important questions, Any thoughts on Coach Brown? People have been sharing opinions that are over my head with his coaching. He's the same coach that was the coach of the year last year. He's the same coach this year. Well, you better hope that he stays a King, but you better also understand that it's going to cost a lot of money, and the Kings only have so much money to spend for their players. All right? There you have it. I don't see Justin Fields ending up and doing great with either of those teams. I'm not a Justin Fields fan personally, so I think he's too inconsistent. Monty McNair 9. Only reason it's not a 10 is because I felt like we could have Dylan Brooks and he would have fit better than the type of money. Well, I disagree with you. He also lost Bogdanovich and got nothing for him. That's why I'm not giving him a higher grade. Okay? There you have it. Do I think that Jake Browning can be the starting quarterback for the Raiders next year? I don't think he will. Okay? Don't think he will. Love the hat, Grant. Thank you very much. I'm a huge Ping guy. Love Ping. Dylan Brooks is a cancer. Well, he was in Memphis, So, people saying Monk should start. Your thoughts? I don't think it matters who starts as much as who's on the floor at the end. And he's on the floor at the end of every game. So I think we get a little too caught up in who starts. I'm okay with him not starting because he's playing a lot of minutes and he's on the floor like he was last night, Cody says, JT the Brick says Michael Penix Jr. will be a top 10 pick. Do you agree? Yes, I do. And if he has a really good game against Michigan on Monday, I think he'll be a top 5 pick. All right. The West top 6 prediction. Not in any order, okay? Denver, Minnesota, Oklahoma City, the Clippers, the Pelicans, the Kings. There you have it. Who's your top 6? But again, Denver's no specific order. Denver, Minnesota, Oklahoma City, the Clippers, Pelicans, Kings. All right. Grant, can we get a rant on the Detroit Pistons? No, I don't care about the Pistons. Why would I rant on them? Who cares? You care about the Pistons? I don't care. All right. If you lose Monk, who would you want in his place? I don't know because I don't know who would be available. But I think it's more likely if the Kings don't keep Monk, they would do a sign and trade in the offseason. That would be my prediction. Again, he's going to cost a lot of money, folks. You have to be aware of that. And you look at the money you're paying Fox, Sabonis, and what you're going to have to pay Murray. Now all of a sudden, you're now going to have to pay Malik Monk a lot of money. Cody wants to know, will this be Saquon Barkley's final game as a Giant on Sunday? Yes, it will be. And I'm fine with that. All right. Yeah, his injury history would scare me as a GM. I understand. But, I also look at Riley, players with injury history, with medical technology now, and how they're able to have really good careers. And it seems to, if you pass your physicals and you're good, you're good. You know, you're good. Tell you what else is good. All right. Bennett's Restaurants. Very good. 3 locations, including this location in Rockland at the Blue Oaks Town Center. If you're closer to Sacramento, it's Howe and Fair Oaks, Roseville, Eureka Road, and Lead Hill Road. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Check out the menu, make a reservation, and more. Bennett's, they are awesome. And you're awesome. Love doing these shows. Don't forget tomorrow, pregame, halftime with Jerry Reynolds, postgame show as the Kings take on the Toronto Raptors. You should bring Vladdy on the show. Vladdy would come on the show anytime I ask him to. Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, all on the market. Probably. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Driving by the Rockland location right now. Tyler, I wish I was there. I would go in and get myself a nice dinner, you know? Yes. What if you switched Kevin and Malik's role? Maybe Kevin is better off the bench as the 6th. Well, he's been on the bench the last, three games, and he hasn't done anything. All right? There you have it. I'm not sad about Saquon. I'm not sad at all. Go play for another team. I mean, it's not like he's going to be out of the league. He's going to be playing. All right? All right. All right. Hey, grab. Or as that means Grant, I think. I didn't know if you were at GR. Okay. I suggest go here in the Philippines. There's nothing like it. I take your word for it. How long are you there for? How do you pronounce? I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it Karan Palawan? Sounds good to me. When can I go? All right. There you have it. I'm on mute. Everyone else says they hear me just fine. When do I think the Raiders will be relevant again? I think they'll be relevant when Mark Davis sells the team. Until then, they won't be relevant. Everyone can hear me, right? Except for that one individual. Grant, what players do you like for the Kings to go after and help the Kings take them to the next level? Well, I can't give you names, but they need another big man, physical, and they need a 2-guard that can shoot. All right? There you have it. We now understand that you can hear me. It was this individual who's alarming everybody by saying that he can't hear me. No problem. Pascal Siakam. What are you going to have to give up to Pascal Siakam? You think you're going to be able to get him and not give up a lot of talent? All right. There you have it. Fox, Sabonis, or Weber, Bibby. Fox, Sabonis. I didn't even hesitate for a couple of reasons. Fox is better than Bibby, and Sabonis is not a diva and isn't somebody that you got to babysit and have special rules for and isn't going to grab the box score the first thing he does when he gets into the locker room and is not going to, create a tirade when he's not on the floor down the stretch of a game because he's having an off night. So I would take Fox and Sabonis over Bibby and Weber every day of the week. Now, I like Mike Bibby as a player. Don't get me wrong. Mike Bibby was an excellent player for Sacramento. But I think Mike, even himself, would admit that De'Aaron Fox is a better player. All right? I think Mike would even admit that. Now, Mike's very proud, and I know Mike very well, and I'm a huge Mike Bibby fan. All right? So don't go running. Hey, Grant said bad things about. No, I didn't say bad things about Mike. I love Mike as a player. Big time, clutch player. But he's not De'Aaron Fox. All right? Not De'Aaron Fox. Hey, Grant, as always, thanks again for all the Kings programming. Sabonis is having trouble handling the ball. Very true. And it seems like the NBA players don't dunk as much in the paint. Why don't players dunk more? I don't know. And you're right about that. He is turning the ball over too much. You're absolutely right. No question. All right. Dorian asks, the Kings have so many missed layups this year, especially Sabonis. I know. It's very puzzling, Dorian. I'm with you. It is very puzzling. It really is. I don't know why that is, Dorian. It's the NBA, right? How do you miss dunks? All right. How many hours do I sleep at night? Do I take naps? Do I use my alarm daily? Man, you're really into like my personal habits and everything. Now we're asking about my sleep. Depends. It's different every night. Do I nap? Yeah, sometimes. It just depends. I sleep 7 hours mostly, maybe 8. Top 3 point guards all time for the Kings. Does Fox make your list? Did you just hear what I said? Were you listening to what I just said? Fox is number 1. Bibby is number 2. You know, I know people want to tell me Jay Will, but Spud Webb is number 3. All right. I don't know what's going on with the free throws this season. The Kings are horrible. All right. Horrible. Horrible. Nick, what are your favorite socks and what kind of toothbrush do you use? That's pretty good. All right. Oh my gosh. I love it. That's very good. Oh man. All right. You recommend these places in the Philippines. You will enjoy it with your family. I just got to get over there. And that's expensive. Got to go Philippine Air, LA, San Francisco. Got to go fly to LA first. Then 14 hours to Manila. I don't mind the flight. Just got to see how much it costs. Once I get over there, I know it's not going to be expensive. All right. Would I keep Antonio Pierce as the head coach if I own the Raiders? Personally, I would not. All right. Would not. I would go out and I know that Devontae Adams and a few other players are campaigning to keep him. All right. Grant, with your schedule, you are a busy man. Thank you for doing all your shows for Sacramento. You have it wrong. Don't thank me. I need to thank you because the reason why I do these shows is because of you. And without you, okay, then I'm not doing these shows. And I want to thank my sponsors. I've already talked about Bennett's. All right. New Works Plumbing. Been with me from day one. Love them. They're great. And I appreciate all the feedback that I get when people have a plumbing problem. They go, hey, Napes, I did use New Works Plumbing and they were great. Thank you very much for talking about them. And I go, well, thank them for sponsoring me. SacServicePlumbing.com or the number on your screen. And remember, they're available around the clock 24/7. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. So I appreciate you thanking me, but no, I thank you. Okay. You're the reason why I'm doing all these shows. Trust me. You're awesome. All right. There you have it. The Kings are fine, and I hope for another playoff run, but they are missing a piece, and I can't put my finger on it. Amen. You're 100%. All right. 100%. They are missing a piece. They're missing toughness, and they really need a starting 2 guard. That's what they need. All right. It is hard to believe the team is going to leave Sacramento. Thank goodness for Kevin Johnson, and thank goodness for David Stern. Thank goodness. All right. Thank goodness. All right. Again, keep those questions coming along. Don't forget, tomorrow we will have pregame, halftime, postgame. All right. Cody is asking Riley if he's excited to watch the Rams in a postseason. True. Cowboys, Eagles, Lions would be the opponent for the Rams. I guarantee you, Riley can't wait. You know? Well, first of all, I'm glad you specified this. I mean, all-time Kings point guards, like all the way back, Oscar Robertson, Nate Archibald. I don't consider those Kings. I've never considered Oscar Robertson a King. Okay? I don't consider Nate Archibald a King. Never have. Okay? To me, all right, I don't include players that played for the Cincinnati Royals or the Kansas City Kings or Rochester. They're not part of the franchise to me. Now, I know for a lot of people they are. They're not for me. All right? I've never, ever considered them part of the Sacramento legacy. They're not. Sacramento fans have no identity with Tiny Archibald or Oscar Robertson. Zero. Okay? They don't. I've never understood why they bring out Oscar Robertson for the, triple-double award when he has nothing to do with Sacramento. I've never understood that. Makes zero sense to me. So there you have it. All right. Grant, how can a team like the Kings defeat a team like the Pelicans? They don't match up well against them. There you have it. This doesn't make any sense. I don't count Detroit's Isaiah Thomas as a Kings either. You say LOL, so it's not funny. Stupid. All right. Grant, I loved your rant this morning. What do you think of LeBron walking out without talking to the media? Well, you listened to my rant, so you know. It's terrible. All right? It's just the way it is. You're obsessed with me? Do not be obsessed with me. I'm just like any other person walking the planet, okay? Do not be obsessed with me. You can be a fan of me, but don't be obsessed with me. You shouldn't be obsessed with me. Get a life. And I appreciate your support. Don't get me wrong. Don't be obsessed with me. You can be a fan of me and you can support me. Don't be obsessed with me. All right? I hope the Lions end up playing the Cowboys again. That's what I hope. All right? There you have it. Bobby Jackson or Malik Monk? I'm taking Bobby Jackson. But, there you have it. Dorian says, Grant, it seems like the Kings need one more vocal leader, a dog, or someone with a more vocal bully personality. Do you think Fox and Sabonis' leadership style is effective for this team? Dorian, nobody was talking about this last year, right? When they were the 3 seed and won 48 games. And now all of a sudden, people are talking about that. I mean, I don't know how to answer that question, Dorian. I don't know. What about Jordan Clarkson? I love Jordan Clarkson. I'm a big fan of his. Cody says, I agree. The Rams-Lions would be great. The Goff versus McVay and Aaron Donald versus that good Lions O-line. You're right, Cody. That would be great. Kings should trade for Tyler Hero. What makes you think that the Miami Heat are going to trade Tyler Hero? Help me out with that, okay? All right. Yes, I did see the NBA 2-minute report. We knew the ball at the end of the first overtime was off of Banchero, and they said so, All right. Do I miss calling Kings games in the arena? Yeah, of course. But I miss the fans. I used to love talking to the fans after everything else, before games, after games. I miss talking to the NBA refs that I'm friends with. I miss talking to the other teams' announcers that I'm friends with, many of them. Those are the things I miss. So we'll see. Could I ever be back calling games again? Yeah, you never know. Right now, I'm not planning on it. All right? I'm not planning on it. But, there you have it. Hey, listen, don't send me any more stupid messages. All right? All right? And I'm going to put this up for everyone to see. You're going over the line now. All right? So don't go there. Okay? Because then you won't be obsessed with me because I'm going to be yelling at you and calling you out. All right? You can be a fan and you can support me, but there's a line, and don't go over the line. I'm not a rock star. I'm not Taylor Swift. Okay? I'm Grant Napier. All right? I'm a sports figure. Okay? You can support me and you can be a fan, but don't get crazy. All right? Because then you're going to freak me out. All right? Miss your honesty. Well, that's why I'm here. All right? Grant, why don't you like JaVale McGee? It's not that I don't like JaVale McGee. He's a journeyman player. He is what he is. He's not going to, he's not a difference maker. Do I think an NHL team would do well in Sacramento? I'm not going to answer the question because it's never, ever going to happen. All right? It's never going to happen. It's just not. All right? Which team has the best broadcast team in the NBA? It's a very good question. Breen and Frazier are really good. I think Ian Eagle with the Nets does a great job. Oh, I'd have to think about that for a while. There you have it. Riley, I don't think they would, number one. And number two, it's never going to happen. So why talk about it? You know what I mean, buddy? You understand? Like, why talk about something that's never going to happen? What about MLB? MLB would never work in Sacramento. You would never be able to get enough sponsors to have enough money, naming right. They wouldn't be able to compete. They'd be the Oakland A's. You wouldn't be able to compete. It's never going to happen. Kevin Harlan is awesome. Yes, he is, but he's not a local broadcaster. He's a network announcer. All right? Just not happening. Warriors have the worst broadcast. I am not a fan of their broadcast either. All right? There we have it. I have to have a statue outside of Golden One so we can take selfies and appreciate the greatness. And you need somewhere for the birds to go, right? All right. You don't understand. You see, you make comments like this, but you don't understand how sports works. You don't understand. Fans have nothing to do with it. Nothing. Did you hear me say that the fans wouldn't go to MLB in Sacramento? Did you hear me say that? No, you didn't hear me say that. You know why? Because I didn't say that. Because fans would be the least of your worries if you had a Major League Baseball team in Sacramento. Fans would be there 30,000 strong every night. That's not how you survive in baseball. You would have a horrible radio contract. You would have a horrible TV contract, meaning you wouldn't have any revenue from your radio and TV. You wouldn't have enough sponsors for your suites. You wouldn't have enough money for naming rights. You wouldn't be able to compete. Why? Because the revenue that you would bring in would not be enough to sign good players. You don't understand how professional sports works. All right. My favorite island to travel to. That's a great question. Well, I'm from Long Island, so I'll say Long Island, okay? Other than Long Island, I will say that's a great question. I'll say Phi Phi Island in Thailand. Nothing like it in the world. So there you have it. Phi Phi Island. How can I be so sure? Because I have a brain. That's why. You ever been to Thailand? Go to Phi Phi Island. Go to Phuket. Do the day tour. Do the sunrise tour. It's 8 hours. It's the most amazing thing you'll ever experience in your life. Joel Myers is bad for the Pelicans. I think Joel's terrible too. All right. Oh my God. Sacramento has a lot of money because they're the state capital. What fantasy world are you living in? Really? Are you joking with me? Wow. All right, let's get to this. Hypothetical, do you think the past draft picks like McLemore, Jimmer, Robinson would be able to flourish with this roster? No, no, and no. Now, I will give Ben a little credit. Towards the end of his career, he had some good years. All right? Thailand was awesome. People were amazing. It's the most amazing country on the planet. Thailand is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Beautiful, great people, very little crime, very inexpensive, great food, great weather, great location, beautiful, big city in Bangkok, modern, great malls, great transportation, phenomenal airport, hundreds of islands, Chiang Mai in the mountains. Am I done? You know, there you have it. Good question. Do I think the Titans will part ways with Mike Vrabel come Monday? I wouldn't. I think Mike Vrabel's a hell of a coach. You know, there you have it. Giovanni, you don't understand. Did you hear what I said, Giovanni? What makes you so sure the MLB team wouldn't triumph in Sacktown? Fans would embrace the team as they do the Kings. You do not understand. Stop it. Stop it. It's not about the fans, okay? It's about moolah, money, sponsors, radio, TV, naming rights, suite holders. There's not enough money, period. Not happening. Oh, by the way, let me ask you a question, okay? What stadium are you playing in? What stadium are you playing in Sacramento? Hello? Who's building that stadium that you need? Who's building that? Where's it going to go? Who's paying for it? So you want Major League Baseball in Sacramento, you don't have a stadium. Who's going to pay for it? Who's going to build it? Where are your sponsors going to come from? Hello? Really, Field? Cody, are you kidding me? Really, Field? Major League Baseball? Cody? Come on, you're better than that, Cody. Please. Come on. MLS, yes. Major League Soccer will work in Sacramento because it's a minor league sport. Of course it would work. You know? MLS would be great in Sacramento. It should be there. It's perfect. Okay? And you have somebody that's going to build the stadium. His name's Kevin Nagel. Okay? And Kevin's got the backing. And he's got the investors. All he needs is an MLS team. He's got the Republic. He just bought a team over in England by himself. Okay? He's the guy. He can do it, and he wants to do it, and he will do it. Oh, and guess what? He'll be a great owner. You know why? Because he'll spend money to put the product and get the right people in place. Why? Because he knows what he's doing. Why? Because he loves Sacramento. Give him an MLS franchise, and you will see greatness happen at the rail yards. Greatness. All right? Greatness. Greatness. That will be phenomenal. There you have it. Oh, Cody said it was a joke. Cody, I know you well enough, Cody, that I should. Cody, you know what? That's my bad. That's my bad, Cody, for not, because I know you and I know your personality better. I should have perceived that as a joke. See, John got it. Right, John? You always get those jokes. I'm too stupid, you know? We got a lot of idiots on the line tonight. Grant, MLB, really? Baseball more traditional. Soccer would blow away baseball in Sacramento. Blow it away. Blow it away. Have you watched Major League Baseball go downhill? Have you watched the ratings go down? Have you watched soccer in this country continuing to go up and up and up and up and up? Have you watched all the MLS franchises? Have you watched the ratings? Have you watched what's going on? Are you aware that the World Cup is coming to North America next? Soccer is going to boom in this country, and I'm not a soccer fan, and I'm saying that. You build a stadium and put an MLS team, Don Garber and you know, Ron Burkle, who completely left the city of Sacramento standing at the altar. The MLS would be one of the great success stories in the history of the league, period. I mean, come on. All right, so tomorrow, pregame, halftime, Jerry Reynolds, postgame, Kings, Raptors. Can't wait to get it going. You all are freaking awesome. My apologies to Cody for not knowing that he was joking. All right. And to you, individual that is obsessed with me, get a life. You can be a fan. You can support me. Do not be obsessed with me. Don't be obsessed with Grant Napier. And if you're really obsessed, go to my website, if you don't like that.com, click on store and buy my merch. There you go. Then you can be obsessed with me. You can wear Grant Napier stuff all over the place. And you can have a coffee mug with, me on it and shirts and hats. You can be obsessed that way. You want to be obsessed? Go to my website, if you don't like that.com, right? There you have it. I'll put it up on the screen for you. You can get the merch and you can be obsessed with me that way. That's permissible. You can wear Grant Napier stuff, all right? How's that for you? Appreciate each and every one of you. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here on If You Don't Like That. Am I on fire? Oh, boy. Not really. But just remember this. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. Have a great evening, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow right here on If You Don't Like